Welcome back to Pokemon Rejuvenation. So on the last part, we followed Alita here to this Rose Theater, and here we met her grandmother, the eldest again, and we also met Mr. Suta, who is a spiritual healer that was actually healing Alita, and we also met Erin as she came home. And then we discovered through a TV broadcast that we're all being sucked into this random tournament, and then I kind of left off as we entered a cutscene. So on this part, we actually have a lot of exploring to do. We're going to handle the cutscene first, and then we're going to explore. Although I'm actually going to go ahead and come back up over here and grab the Zygarde Cell that I missed. It's bugging me for the longest time. So with that, let's get back into the story for just a little bit. Lavender has been assigned to the ER on the ground floor. Of course she is. Where else would she go? Just push the cart, Rebecca. Ma'am, do you require assistance? No. I can take care of myself, thank you. I just have a small wound that needs attending. I don't need to be pushed around on a cart. So if you would excuse me, I will be on my way. Listen, it's nothing serious. I just need a small wound looked at and treated. I believe Cassandra made an appointment for me, or something? Well, let me take a look at her database. Go nuts. You must be Medellis, correct? The one Cassandra sent? Yep. No need to look up the appointment, nurse. I have this one covered. Oh, yes, sir. Miss Medellis, the doctor will see you now. Yeah, I got that. I was only trying to help. So, Doc, you always bring your patients underground to your creepy little room? So, Medellis, do you always spew nonsense when you speak? Touché. It's just a little weird. To answer your question, no. I don't bring anyone down here, period. However, seeing as this is a special circumstance, I'm willing to make an exception. A special circumstance? Are you part of Team Zen? No, I couldn't be bothered to take part in a disorganized organization. However, I am affiliated with Cassandra and she is a part of Team Zen, no? So you two have some mutual partnership or something? To some extent, yes. I couldn't care less about what she does. All I care about is my research. I see. This is a considerable wound. How'd you manage to get this? I fell on a knife. You fell on a knife. Yep. Just walking around in the kitchen, and oops, I fell on a knife. The usual. Uh-huh. Well, anyway, it's not too serious. I've stitched it up and applied some antibiotics. It should heal soon. Just try not to move around too much, or you'll reopen it. Thanks, Doc. No problem. I'm sure you can see your own way out. Not a problem. Goodbye. Huh? I'm sure Isha won't mind if I take a small detour. What in the... And there we go, that's that cutscene out of the way. And that means we're free to run around. So I'm sure anybody who's familiar with the story knows that As usual, there is a spot that we're supposed to be headed to, and that spot would be back in Grand Dream City. However, we're not going to be doing that. We have much better things to do here on Route 9. So I should also probably mention that in between episodes, I actually went ahead and cleared out all the trainers here. There's like 3, I think. So hopefully we won't get disturbed as I run through this area and cover all the goodies. So how about we go ahead and make our way all the way over here. Also, I should mention, there is the trainer over here. He's got higher level Pokemon again, so if you want to train up, you can. I normally try not to max out my Pokemon's level at the cap immediately. I try to leave it for a little bit later. But anyways, we're going to start up here with this cave over here. There's actually an entrance if you surf down there. It has pretty much nothing of interest at the moment. Over here, however, is a Zygarde Cell. There's also this crystal right here, and I'm sure everybody can guess what it's going to be used for later. But we can't actually use it yet. Next, we'll make our way all the way over to the left here. There's this narrow little path, so you might not notice it. Over here is another Zygarde Cell, next to this hiker who will battle you. And if we make our way into the Forlorn Cave over here, we can actually smash that rock, climb up here, and grab a ability capsule. Then if we climb back down there, smash this rock, we can actually grab a dust stone. You may also notice that there's actually some mining rocks scattered about here. So if you haven't gotten that Spiritomb yet, you could go ahead and start hunting for that keystone, and maybe you can get it. Anyways, our final stop for this area is going to be over here, through this cave. And all the way up here is going to be the TM for Flamethrower. So we don't actually have to go far for the first one. Well, we kind of do. It's kind of irritating. We're going to be backtracking here, and we're actually going to be heading to the cliff through the Forlorn Cave, or cavern. We're going to be heading to the cliff where we actually found the Flamethrower TM. Because as you could see on the previous screen, she's actually right up there. I love the feeling of autumn. Such a nice and pleasant breeze. Reminds me of the times I used to live in Eckercheek City with my mother. Oh, have you been standing there all this time? That's slightly creepy, but I suppose you were just gazing at nature's beauty too, no? That's good. Nature should be admired by both people and Pokémon. After all, that's this planet's gift to us beings who reside on it. We shouldn't tarnish a gift that has been passed down to us. What's that? A Yuna wants me to return so that we can perform once again? Ah, I see. I suppose that's something I can do. Thank you for passing on that message to me. What was your name? And she's gone. So she's pretty much the only one of the Kimono girls that's actually going to be here on Route 9. All the rest of them we're going to have to backtrack for, which is completely fine. I do have to say though, it bothers me so much that she's actually on that cliff. I know it would be a little bit obvious if she was down in this area, but there's nothing down there. It would actually be making use of an empty area. Anyways, with that, we're going to go ahead and finally make our way back to Grand Dream City. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pay to get our way back there, and it's kind of expensive. So, we really need to make use of our trips here. If you're someone who thinks they're loaded, then you can waste your money if you want. Anyways, I should also mention that now we're back here in Grand Dream City. If you were someone that previously did not have access to the Judicial District, then you should finally have it. You can finally go through here. So that's probably opened up a lot of stuff to you. But also, right here in the gate is one of the Kimono girls as well. Please, go away. Frightening me. Looks like she's having a nightmare. And that's really unfortunate, but we'll check her out later. That actually sounded really wrong. I actually passed where we're supposed to head to, so I want to make my way here to the police department. And here is another Kimono girl. Hello? Do you need to talk with this officer? I'm sorry, but that'll have to wait. Some thief stole my precious Pokemon while I was ordering food for us. Yes, about that. What did the thief look like? I'm not sure. They just seemed like any other kid. You know which direction they ran off in? Looked like he was running towards Grand Dream Station. It could honestly be anywhere at this point. Well, the Gearin City tram is out of service while we conduct our investigations with a broken track. So that could only mean that they're still in the city or Route 9. I'm sorry to ask this of you, but could you go look for this person? I can't afford to stay in the city for much longer. I have a festival to prepare for. Of course, it falls to us to do her dirty work. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the Judicial District. We will deal with these two in a bit, but we're actually going to go ahead and take care of the easier Kimono girls. Again, that sounds really wrong. And the rest of them are unfortunately actually out of the city, so we need to make our way all the way over here, and then just head south. And we're leaving the city. So to get to the next one, we need to go through that gap in the tracks and head all the way over here, and, well, she's just here. Boy, you have found Ma in a very interesting place, no? I just wanted to experience a little time alone while listening to the waves. I read in a book once that you could learn how to dance by looking at the waves' moves. They swish back and forth like a metronome. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you were here. Please take this as my apology. I think I've learned enough from the waves today. I'm going to head back home now. You should visit us on Route 9 whenever you get the chance. Au revoir. And she's gone. Of course, the rest of them are even further away, which is kind of annoying. So the next one is actually going to be over here. Oh, actually she's not here, she's in the Hoenn Woods. And we're going to go ahead and surf on over here. If we make our way all the way over here, these stairs, and over the log, we'll be at the Hoenn Shrine, and you'll see her right over here. Do you know the legend surrounding these stone statues? Apparently the beings depicted here were real at one point. Humanity sought them out vigorously so that they could further their goals. Create the Red Chain. To prevent the Red Chain from being created, they turned themselves to stone. Many people mourned their passing, so they were constructed into statues. But thank you for listening to me ramble on about some old fairy tale. I think I'm going to return to the place where I belong. May we meet again. So that is another Kimono girl down. And the next one is going to be even more annoying to get to. So I think I'm actually going to use the exit to the south this time, because the place we need to head to next would be the Sensu Meadow in the Darklight Woods. And yes, keep my repels going, please. So again, we're going to make our way all the way over here, up into these woods again, and then take this entrance right over here. Really don't like this meadow. These ledges are just really annoying. Anyways, I'm going to hope that I don't mess this up, and here we are. Also, ignore that, I haven't gotten the TM on this save file. Oh, hello. What's a trainer doing all the way out here? I feel like most trainers can't appreciate the beauty this field dishes out. But you came all the way out here to appreciate the flowers too, right? Actually no. Well, at least you were honest with me. Maybe one day you'll learn to appreciate the little things. Ayuna wants me to head back to the theater. I suppose the festival is around the corner. Practice makes perfect. Alright, I'll be on my way then. So with that, I'm going to hop these ledges over here, jump down this hole, and then give in to the mushrooms, go to sleep, and conveniently wake up outside. So with this, we can finally leave the Darklight Woods, and there's one more place that we have to go. Even more inconvenient than before, if that's even possible. So we're going to make our way all the way over here, and then down south. All the way back to Oblivious Town. So from here we want to head sort of towards the gym, and then all the way above the tracks, and here she is. And the text skipped a box, that's unfortunate. What's that? I need to head home as soon as possible. Ah, the festival is coming up, isn't it? I suppose I should head back home now. Good day to you. So that's all of them so far. There's two that have business that we need to take care of. So for that business, I'm going to start off by heading back to the apartment in Grand Dream City. By the way, just a little detail. If you come back to the apartment and you speak to Alice and Alan, their dialogue actually changes, and she'll be shocked that you spoke to the Puppet Master, and she'll tell you what a great guy he is. But we're not here for that. We're here to take a nap. And to dream a dream so grand that it becomes a nightmare. So here in Grand Dream City, or Nightmare City, I should say, we're going to be hunting for that Kimono girl who's having a nightmare. So we want to head all the way over this way. And here, in the corner of the Dream District, she's being attacked by a Sableye. And we can battle that Sableye. Once you've battled that Sableye, or caught it, you could actually catch it if you want. Talk to her. And she's pretty incoherent. But she'll disappear right after that. And that is our cue to leave this area. So with that, we can finally get out of Nightmare City, and we can head back to that Kimono girl and check out how she's doing. So again, we want to head back to the Judicial District, or rather, the Judicial District Gate, which everyone should have access to now. So all the way up over here, I should probably be showing off the fast travel. And she'll be awake and wandering around here. Ah, you look familiar to me. Have we met before? In your dreams? Ah, I remember very clearly now. You saved me from that dastardly Sableye. Well, thank you for doing that. I've been having terrible dreams ever since I've been in the city. What's that? Ayuna said we have to get back so that we can practice. Suppose she's right. The festival is only a few days away, is it not? Alright, guess I'll be on my way then. And that leaves one Kimono girl down. So for that Kimono girl, unfortunately we're going to have to backtrack to Route 9. And your player character's wallet is probably crying at this point. I'm gonna meet you on Route 9. So here on Route 9 is where the thief of that one Kimono girl's Pokemon is going to be. So if we come down here to the beach filled with sandy ghast, and we surf all the way over here, And we can come all the way over here. I skipped him, actually. He's right here. This is the thief. What? What do you want? Don't look suspicious, really. What? Looking for someone who stole some Kimono girl's Pokemon. I don't know what you're talking about, weirdo. Get away from me. No. Fine. That's how you want it to go. Put him up. Oh, we'll put him up. Anyway, this guy is not really a challenge. Especially if you instantly leveled your Pokemon up to max, but I didn't. Either way, he's not a challenge. I'll be right back. Man. Alright. I'll go back and give that Pokemon back to the Kimono girl. Where is she right now? She's at the police station in the Judicial District. I'll make my way there then. I don't know about you, but if I were him, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd just give the Pokemon to me and make me take it back. Anyways, you know where I'll be. I'm going to be heading back to the Judicial District Police Station. Yes, unfortunately, we have to go back. Back at the police station, we can talk to her, and she'll say that we finally came back at last. The young man who stole my Pokemon returned. Said that a trainer bested him in battle and forced him to return what he stole. I'm assuming that was you, no? Well, even if that wasn't the case, I'm happy. I suppose I will head back home now. And with that, that is all the Kimono girls, so we can finally head back and claim our reward. And, well, we might have to do a little bit of extra work for it. We'll see. Alrighty, so I'm back. And before we even go in, this guy is going to pop out. I can't do it anymore. I heard the Kimono girls were back, so I took their challenge. I was completely destroyed. I couldn't defeat them all. I'm going to leave this place. I can't even show my face to anyone around here. And he's going to run off. So if we enter here into the Rose Theater again, you'll see all the Kimono girls dancing around. This is great, isn't it? So I'm just going to go ahead and make a safety save right here. I'm going to order my party. This is the only opportunity we'll get to order our parties. I honestly recommend having your team up to level 75, which is the current max. This would help you out so much. But, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be really stubborn, and it's probably going to bite me. So if we talk to the middle Kimono girl, Ayuna. So all my sisters have returned. Now that we're all here, would you like to complete our challenge? You must defeat all of us in succession without losing once. Of course, if you're successful, then you'll receive a reward. So, what do you say? So at the moment, I'm going to say no, just for the moment. And I actually have to reorder my party. I really recommend putting a fighting type or even a fairy type up in the lead slot. Actually, yeah, Lilithales would be better. I'm going to do another safety save right here. Also, it would be nice to make sure that not only is your party fully healed, but also make sure that you have plenty of healing items, because this could get rough. So again, because I'm paranoid and OCD, just another safety save in, we're going to go ahead and take on this challenge. Do you believe that there is darkness present in everyone's heart? Do you believe that humanity isn't inherently evil? Oh no, I believe that humanity is very evil. Perhaps I'll be able to change your mind about that. So I stuck my Lilithales, or I could have stuck Blaziken up here in the front, because obviously the first one is going to be Umbreon. So I'm just going to hit this with a Dazzling Gleam. It's going to protect. That's going to be annoying. This thing has Toxic and it has Protect, which is absolutely annoying. So I'm going to hit it with the Dazzling Gleam. And it's going to be very slow because it's going to try to Toxic stall me out. This is also why I recommend having items. So I'm going to get worn down here, and I'm just going to go into my bag and hopefully find some antidotes. I haven't really used items on this run at all, so I should have plenty. So the game's really good. It's got a really good AI. It'll predict that I'm going to heal myself, and instead it's going to continue to try to annoy me by confusing me. Thankfully, I have the Hail up, and that also cancels out the Umbreon's leftovers, so that's really good. I'm just gonna drop another antidote right here. And again, the Umbreon can pretty much guess that I'm not going to be attacking, so it's just going to continue to be annoying. This is a very long and actually irritating battle, but it's not the most dangerous, thankfully. So since you kind of had the gist of it, I'm actually going to skip the rest of this because this is very stally. It's going to take a long time. So again, like I said, that took a long time. They also have healing items, which stalls it out even more. I've been defeated. But we're just getting started, aren't we? Well, yes, we are. Unfortunately, we are. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I find fire to be quite beautiful. Destruction in its purest form must be preserved. You'll be able to escape my flame. And of course this one has Flareon. As you can see that my Lolitails is very weak at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch out into either Crawdon or Blaziken. Either works probably. Again, their levels are way up there. She's 10 levels above me. And she also did that much damage to me. Also, Flareon has Guts, which is why it has the Toxic Orb. Which is actually kind of good, because I'm just going to Scumbag heal out and take these Flare Blitzes one by one. Barely living, I'm probably going to faint, but that's fine because Flareon is going to slowly rack up those toxic points, and it will die eventually. Also, it'll probably die anyways thanks to Hail, so I'll send out my Lolitails again, pretty much as fodder. I know it's going to faint, and I also need to revive another one of my Pokemon. I need to make efficient use of all my Pokemon, basically, here. I also didn't stock up on healing items. If you really want, you can absolutely stock up on revival herbs and just scum this fight completely. So the Toxic should take this out on the next turn, maybe? So I'll go ahead and drop another Hyper Potion. I should have another one. I'm gonna Blaziken right here. And that's the Flareon down. Looks like I've been put out. We're not even close to winning yet, though. Nature is important, don't you think? What happens when Mother Nature is angry? Would you like to find out? Well, I guess I'm going to find out one way or another. And this is going to be one of the easier ones. This is going to be Leafeon. Grass isn't really that good defensively, and Leafeon's moveset, or move pool, is just not that good. So there's bad news. I wasn't really thinking. Blaziken's at low HP, Lolitails is fainted, so I'm going to have to heal Scum a little bit more, and I'll probably see you when this is all over. Finally, that is the Leafeon down right there. I've been cut down, haven't I? How unfortunate. Boy, the mind is a wonderful thing, no? What could we do without it? What if I took your mind away from you? How would you act? Again, that's another good question. Sometimes I act pretty stupid, so I don't know if it would make that much of a difference. Anyways, this is going to be Espeon at level 82. Almost as if she stole it from Red. And this is obviously going to be one of the more dangerous mons here. So again, I'm probably going to end up foddering off my Lolitails. The reason I'm doing that is mainly because I can't afford to switch into anything, because I'm going to take the damage. I think I've mentioned this before, but the AI for Pokemon Rejuvenation is incredibly good. It predicts a lot. So again, I'm going to revive something, and I'm going to go ahead and... I should have some healing items, right? I don't want to waste the Hyper Potions. Not yet. I guess I'll use a Super just to conserve a little bit. So that'll be my Alola Tails down right there. That's fine. I'm even getting chip damage with the hail. And I'll go ahead and send in Troodon. Could have also sent in Muck. Either way, it'll work. I'll get hit by the Dazzling Gleam and probably taken out, actually. That was a bad idea. I should have sent in Muck. Again, the AI is not something you can predict for. So, if I actually went through these battles, chances are, if I change my strategy any at all, the AI would also change. Unfortunately, that means we're halfway through, we're running out of supplies, and we still have a ton of Kimono girls to go through. Seems that your mind has overcome mine. It's quite depressing, boy. Water is the source of all life. Did you know that? But water can consume those who underestimate it. Are you prepared to drown? So up next is going to be the Vaporeon. It's going to be very, very bulky, and it's also going to hit pretty hard as well. To be completely honest, I would say this is probably the eeveelution that I fear the most. So I'm going to go ahead and crunch down on this, hope I can get a defense drop. Doesn't matter if she scalds me or gets me burned right here, I just want a defense drop right here. And I'm not going to get it. That's really unfortunate. And all the while she's going to be healing up, so that is also really, really bothersome. So I'll send out Swoobat here and start setting up Calm Minds instead. I'll just see if I can tank all these hits right here. Shadow Ball isn't stab, and I believe with another Calm Mind I can take that really, really well. It's probably going to be really close as well. So this is going to be the point where I give in and I go up to those max potions. Where are they? I'm just going to drop one on Swoobat. I'll set up another Calm Mind, just in case I don't one-shot this. And finally get hit by a Blizzard. I actually tanked that beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Psychic. It's fully healed, but I should be able to do some damage. Or maybe not. So I'm going to drop another Max Potion. Again, this is the eeveelution that I would fear the most. It has the best coverage out of all of them, most likely. Actually, Jolteon has pretty good coverage as well. So instead, I'll go for Air Slash, see if I can get some flinches going on. She's going to Toxic me, and that's going to be really annoying. And to make matters worse, she's going to full restore in my face. Of course. So I should be able to stand up. Okay, maybe not. I was going to say that I should be able to deal with the Toxic and her attacks. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to have to dig into my own full restore supply. I know I have one somewhere here. Or maybe I don't have them, so it turns out I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Go to full first, and then I'm going to have to drop an antidote. So I've said it a million times at this point, but this thing is freaking dangerous. Oh, and here, have a lava cookie. That's fine. So again, I'm going to have to heal up to full, and that's probably my last max potion. The only other eeveelution that's as dangerous would be Jolteon, which is just going to absolutely hit me really, really hard. I'm going to keep going for Air Slash and hope that I get some flinches. I can take the Toxic for a little while and hopefully just finish off this Vaporeon. Okay, I'm not getting lucky at all. Thankfully, I only need to do a little bit more damage to knock this thing out, so I'll use Psychic to make sure I don't miss. And that is the Vaporeon down. Oh dear. Quite strong, aren't you? Oh, you're looking quite dull and lifeless. Maybe I can zap some energy into you? Thankfully, we are so close to being done at this point. Anyways, Woobat is going to be fodder. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my bag, and I'm going to dig out another Hyper Potion. I'm going to drop this one on Muck this time. While Woobat takes that Thunderbolt and gets knocked out. So best case scenario here is that Gunk Shot doesn't miss, and Muck gets a poison on this. Muck is just really, really nice. There's a reason it's still on my team, even at this point. It's just really, really bulky. So the Jolteon is poisoned. I'm going to go ahead and heal up. That's going to be my last Hyper Potion. But we're almost through this. So I'm just going to be stalling out the poison here. It's not that big of a deal. So I'm just going to dig out whatever I have to heal up, and we'll keep going from there. Or actually, at this point, I have the poison off, so I can realistically just dig out a revive and revive someone else. When Sylveon and Glaceon are going to be left, I'm going to go ahead and revive my Alola-tails. And we're one hit away from Jolteon being taken out. So again, I'll go ahead and revive something. Actually revive Muck this time and sacrifice Blaziken. I can revive Blaziken later, and it'll be at more HP. So that's actually the Jolteon down. And we're disgusting. Have you experienced freezing temperatures? They'll have... Wait, what? You have? What is the cold truth? What are you on about? Let's just begin. So of course this is Glaceon, probably one of the worst eeveelutions out there. I'm sorry to anybody that likes it, I actually like it too. It just kinda sucks. Once again, I'm going to be digging into my stash of healing items that I haven't used until now. I should have some max revives, right? And I'm just going to drop this on Blaziken. So the hail isn't going to do anything here. It's kind of annoying. I just revived my Alola-tails because I didn't have anything else to really revive at the time. I'm probably going to regret that. But now I can go ahead and find whatever I have left and heal up Muck maybe to take a few hits. Because I don't want to deal with this thing while the hail is up. Glaceon could potentially have Snow Cloak for a ability, which would mean its dodge rates or its evasion is actually higher while the hail is up. So I just really, really need to stall that out. Thankfully Muck over here is just really, really big and bulky. He can stall out some turns of hail. So I don't want to waste my time healing up Muck when it's just going to get knocked out again. Even though I'm probably going to need it. I'll go ahead and actually heal up Swoobat. That might be useful for the Sylveon later. Now I'll go ahead and send out Blaziken, and I'm just going to go straight for the high jump kick after taking a Water Pulse. And just barely living. And the hail will stop conveniently enough, but I do have priority in Quick Attack, so I can just Quick Attack this Glaceon and knock it out. That is Glaceon. Sure I can't look for one online? You've come very far. I'm your final test. Do you think you can win? My darling Sylveon will be beat by some mediocre trainer. Why don't you try and prove that you aren't one? And finally, here is Sylveon. So I'm going to be using Swoobat for this, mainly because I can use the same strategy as earlier. I can just set up a Calm Mind and tank those special attack hits. Unfortunately, this thing has Pixelate, so that might not be a good idea. It might be time to heal someone else up. So I should also have a Revival Herb in here somewhere. So I'm just going to shove this down my Muck's throat. And I'll just sacrifice Swoobat. And just for safety, I'll actually send out Blaziken here, and I want to revive someone else. I've come this far, I don't want to lose it. Alright, never mind, I actually don't have anything to heal, or to revive any of my team members up. So, I guess I'll just go ahead and quick attack this, get some damage in. So the Sylveon's holding the leftovers. It's going to be really bulky. I'm going to go ahead and just gunk shot this, and hopefully I don't miss. I know I can tank this Moonblast. And hopefully I get a poison if it doesn't kill, or actually I'll get a crit. That's fine. Wow, that was certainly an experience. Defeated all of us, I see. Yes, and I have no healing items left. Of course, as I've stated before, we have a reward for those who complete our challenge. And that reward is this. An Eevee. This Eevee was once a shadow Pokemon. Suto was able to purify it, but it still knows unusual moves. In addition to this Eevee, I would like to present you with this. It's more of a personal token of my appreciation. A fitting reward, no? Perhaps you should come back when you're stronger, Icy. I'll have a more difficult challenge for you then. So that was quite the show. Now if we come down here to the audience, we can actually talk to the hiker. I'm sure if you're actually familiar with the original games, and you remember that there's actually a certain gentleman, may have been a hiker, out in the audience, and he'll give you surf if you win. This hiker instead will actually give us a stamp for our department store card. So we can now actually access the next floor. Doesn't have anything good, unfortunately. I actually had way too much fun with that. I really had way too much fun with that. I really do enjoy challenging myself. It's better to show the easier ways that you can take normally. But there is no easy way out for that. It's just train up and be prepared. So with this, we're going to finally head back to Grand Dream City, and we're going to take on the story, or at least after I stop off at the department store and show off everything that's there. So here we are at the department store. We're going to make our way all the way up to the 3rd floor, which we can now access. So this right here isn't actually as useless as I say it is. We have the Destiny Knot here, that's for breeding. And then we have the Eevee training items, which are actually kind of nice. They do come at a really good time. Right now we can't access the Eevee training rooms that we could access all the way back in Giron City. If you don't know, those Eevee training rooms were amazing because you would gain multiple Eevees for every little level 1 Pokemon that you would knock out, and it was just really easy. So instead we have these, and we can kind of do it the old way. Even though we're still kind of knocking things out one at a time, but it's fine. Over here is the really good shop. Air balloons, white herbs, mental herbs, power herbs. These are all good items. The rest of these, not so, but I'm sure somebody out there has strategies using these too. And that's pretty much it for the shop, so on with the story. So to continue on with the story, we want to be here in the central square, and we want to head north. There hasn't really been much here over at the Dream District, but if we head even further north, through this gate which is now open, we're here in Axis High. So Axis High is having sort of a festival going on right now, and there's actually a lot of things that we can do over here. For instance, if you don't have that second department store sticker, well, you can get air balloons anyways, and for the same price. Also, I want to mention something really quickly. This freaking clown is a scammer. He's trying to sell you Chatot for 15,000 Pokédollars. You can find Chatot in the wild in the grass here. I mean, it's not exactly the most common, but you could find it. It's a very long story, but basically on my first playthrough I bought it for the Pokédex, and then later I ran into one in the wild and I was very upset. So over here is going to be a move tutor, and he calls us a gamer, he's a good guy. The Elemental Punches, and then Drain Punch and Focus Punch, so those are actually pretty cool. This is another move tutor with Endeavor, Iron Tail, Sky Attack, so that's actually really good. Over here is going to be a shop right here. So they sell some pretty cool items, like rare candies. Look at how many I could buy. I really want to. They also sell the Apollo pancakes, so if you want to make more Alolan Raichus, then go ahead. Also have the Sachet and the Whipped Dream. And finally, you have the Funnel Cake, which is basically an alternative revive. It's really weird. And over here, you have the Ice Cream Salesman, or Saleswoman, rather. And as usual with the ice cream saleswoman, or men, you can actually refresh this shop tons of times and hope that the magical item, which is the Blue Moon ice cream, shows up. So you could hope for that. Over here is a fishing game, which can be really irritating. So this game will give you a lot of really cool items, depending on which bait you pick. So if you want to take part in the Aquarium Mystery Attraction, he'll ask you which bait you want to use. Obviously the gourmet bait costs a lot. There's also a chance at getting wishy-washy from this. So if you use the standard bait or the delicious bait, then wishy-washy is about 1%. If you use the gourmet bait, wishy-washy is about 12%. But that's not the only good thing you could actually get from this. You could also get items like heart scales from the first two, which is actually really cool. It's a pretty good value too. You can also get stuff like link hearts, moonstones, firestones. Those are all just really good items. The gourmet bait also has some other cool items though. You have the shiny stone, dawnstone, duststone, and you also have the sail and jaw fossils as well for the gourmet bait. So it's really up to you. I've changed my mind. I don't want any part of this. Over here is Erin. We're going to talk to her in a bit. Over here is someone else that's kind of familiar. Over here is, of course, Nurse Joy. I don't know if you remember this guy, but he is basically the person that changes the cinema bars on your game, if you want to do that. You might not want to. Over here is actually a puzzle for a Darmaka. It's a really annoying puzzle. It's not as simple as you might think it is, which is annoying and unfortunate. And right here is the High Striker machine. So we can test her strength out. There's a couple things that we could get. We could get the HM06 Dive, a Pokédoll, which the first time it's going to be a Stuffle. You could get a refund and then you could get absolutely nothing. So as you can probably guess, it'd be really nice to go ahead and get Dive. But I'm not going to bother with that now. If you're just going for Dive, you really just want to save in front of this guy and talk to him repeatedly until you get it. You don't really want to spend your money. And finally, there is the Pledge Tutor, offering Fire Pledge, Water Pledge, Grass Pledge. They're not really that useful. I'm just going to grab this green chart right over here. There's also the Name Raider over here. We don't need you, but thankfully you're here, you're accessible again. And this would also be the Move Tutor. Again, we don't really need you. There's another one in the shopping district, but that's fine. There's also an ether right there. So with all that finally said and taken care of, we're gonna finally talk to Aaron. So, you're saying you really can't do anything about it. I'm sorry, but our policies are incredibly strict. You were all told this when you went to sign up. There's no excuse. I already told you that I had nothing to do with that nonsense. I'm sorry, but that's extremely hard to believe. Each client requires an ID and an interview before being accepted. I can assure you that impersonation is not possible. Well then, that's it. That's it. Thanks for nothing, ma'am. Well, as you can tell, that was a complete bust. Looks like we're in this whether we like it or not. So, did you get the situation under control, Aaron? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Alita, what did we just talk about? You aren't supposed to be out here by yourself. Yell at me later, okay? I don't give a damn right now. Did you get this situation taken care of, or didn't you? No, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. Unless you're swimming in dough, I don't think we're getting out of this one. Lovely. Oh, come on. Can't be that bad, can it? I'm sorry, did you forget your shirt, or are you always this disgusting? Hey man, that's not cool. I didn't even say anything yet. Overheard your conversation. I was eavesdropping. Okay, yeah, maybe I was eavesdropping just a little bit. But could you blame me? Whatever it is you were all talking about sounded really juicy to me. Excuse me, but you look really familiar. Have we met before? You've probably seen me in a poster or something. Name's Adam? So you have heard of me. That's right, I'm the muscular and tough Adamite. That's just my stage name. It really gets my point across, doesn't it? Wasn't Adam the name of one of your friends, Icy? Adam, don't you recognize who we are? I know I've changed a bit, but... Nope. Can't say I know you two are. And then Crazy just came out. Oh my gosh, I know, right? That's so crazy. Oh. Well, hot damn, it's a party out here, ain't it? Where did we meet before, just like this? I know your smile, your voice, just like that. And oh my gosh, isn't that the Adamite? What are you doing here? Nothing really. Just hanging around the party or something. You're so funny, you know that? We should go on a date or something. Sorry, but you're not exactly my type. I'm not your type? What's your type then? Muscular, short hair, nice and deep soothing... Blah, blah, blah. Forget about it, I get the picture. Anyway, it's a good thing I ran into you, Icy. I was just talking to my good friend Volta about you. Volta? You mean the reporter from West Gearin City? The very same. It's very nice to meet you. Yeah, whatever, formalities and whatever. Like I said before, we were just talking about how Icy and company broke into the tournament system and got their names registered even though it was full. So Icy, how'd you guys do it? You remember, right? We met right before I signed up for the tournament myself. I remember what the lady told me. She said I was just in time to take the last spot. So there's no way you guys could have signed up if you could have only done that after I did. We didn't sign ourselves up. We've got nothing to do with this mess. Say what you will, but the proof is in the pudding, dear. Whatever, it's no big deal. All it means is that we're rivals now. I won't keep you here any longer, Volta. Didn't you say you had to meet up with your reporters? Yeah, I kinda ditched them by mistake a while back. I gotta make sure they're okay. It was nice meeting you all, though. See you next time. Volta's out. I gotta go too. John's probably angry at me for keeping him waiting for so long. See ya, Icy, Adam, and the rest of you, or whatever. Yeah, I gotta go too. You know, prepare and all that. See you guys in the tournament. I promise I won't be so nice then. I have a headache. I don't think I can necessarily blame you. That was exhausting. I'm not going to let this crooked system beat me. But I have a plan. A plan that I'm going to keep to myself for now. Anyway, I never did ask why you two decided to follow me. So spill it. Ah, that's right. Suta told Icy and I to gather you and Melia. He said once I do that, he'll tell me everything everyone's been keeping secret about me. That's ominous, but slightly fascinating. Okay then, I guess I'll head back to the theater. Not like there's much here for me to do anyway. Apparently Melia's at the Hospital of Hope. Do you know where that is? Yeah, we're actually not too far from it now. Just head west from this point. The gate should lead you directly to the District of Hope. Shouldn't be too hard to find after that. Thanks, Aaron. No problem. Stick by Icy. Yeah, I know. See you two at the theater. So west of here is the District of Hope, huh? All that craziness finally taken care of. There is one last thing I want to take care of before I end this episode. And it is this puzzle guy right over here. Try our legendary challenge for a chance to win a specifically bred Darmaka. Only cost a blue shard to play. So I mentioned this in passing earlier, but this puzzle is not as easy as you think. If you're familiar, there's actually a Conkeldurr puzzle in Pokemon Reborn that's pretty much like this. So I'm actually going to be using the same strategy for this. And that strategy is going to basically involve fixing the first 3 rows. So that's not right. Actually, instead of making you watch me, I'll just come back to you when I finish the first 3 rows. Finally back, it took me forever to actually end up in this situation. I actually had like 2 back-to-back tries where the puzzle was just perfect the moment I got to the 4th row. So I'm going to be using the strategy guide off the Reborn forums, and basically it tells you where you need to change the tiles or swap them around and how many times you need to swap them around depending on how many tiles in the bottom row are kind of off. So the 2 center tiles, or border tiles if you will, are definitely wrong here, if I'm correct by judging at the picture. So there is a solution for that, and that solution would be to swap this around 2 times. This one 3 times, this one 1 time, this one 3 times, this one 3 times, this one 2 times, this one 1 time, 0 times for all of these, 3 times for this one, 1 time for this one, 1 time for this one, and 2 times for this one. And we're done! So that strategy guide actually works wonders. I know my luck's gonna take a toll for that later. But anyways, that is the Darmaka puzzle, or actually I should say Darmanitan. You only get a Darmaka as a reward. I will link both a picture of what the puzzle looks like when it's finished in the description, as well as the strategy guide. So hopefully you have better luck at that than what I just had. But anyways, this is where we cut things off. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. I hope you're all being safe right now. And that's it for this one. Again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.